Sometimes the mere words that we say to someone else can get us charged with a crime in Georgia. This always surprises people, so I want to make sure you know what the law is. And yes, we see it charged all the time. It is not uncommon. I'm talking about terroristic threats. And before you say, I'm not a terrorist, I'm not talking about the ones we see on the news. When they use the word terroristic, they're talking about things that are said to scare others. And you know, we all do stuff like that. We say stuff off the cuff. We don't mean it. And most of the time, the people we're saying it to know that we don't mean it. But in the right circumstances, it can actually cause a lot of trouble. So I'm not going to cover in the law that talks about acts or hazardous substances or burning. I'm talking merely about the section of the law that covers words. So if you threaten a crime of violence and that is done so to scare or terrorize someone, that can be enough for it to be considered a crime. The key is, number one, what did you threaten? If it's just some type of vague, I'm going to F you up, I'm going to make you sorry, I'm going to kick your ass, that kind of thing, usually that's charged as a misdemeanor. So that would be up to 12 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Of course, you don't have to go to jail for it. It can be probation. And of course, they have to prove their case. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But if you threaten the life of someone, you say, I'm going to KILL you, or I'm going to make you DIE, that raises it to the level of a felony with exposure of 1 to 5 years in prison. Again, you don't have to go to prison. It could be a probation case, and of course, the state has to prove their case. The second part of this that you need to know that's important is, in order for it to be prosecuted, it has to be a corroborated threat, meaning there has to be proof of the threat beyond just the person who you said it to. So either there had to be witnesses to what you said, or it can be in writing, on video. I see a lot of cases that come out of social media. I've seen them come out of, I had one with a Ring camera, in addition to just there being like your regular witnesses. So if they can prove that you said it, and depending on what you said, it can be a crime as a misdemeanor or a felony. And it doesn't matter in your heart if you didn't really mean it. The law is going to look at what you said and how that would be reasonably interpreted by the person who received that quote threat. So be really thoughtful about what you say, because if you say it to the wrong person, maybe in anger and that kind of thing, and that person really wants to get you in trouble, or they're genuinely afraid, they can call the police and you can end up being prosecuted.